All right, today we're going to be reviewing slope, distance, and midpoint. We've done all of this stuff before, so this should just be a refresher. We will be able to use the distance formula to solve for the length of a segment. We will be able to use the graph of a line or the slope formula to solve for slope, and we will be able to find the midpoint of a line. So, think back. Given two lines, find the slope and state if the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So first, let's remember that slope is the ratio of the vertical change or rise to the horizontal change or run between any 2 points on a line. And the formula we use for this is y y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So, line M passes through -1, 3 and 4, 1. Line T passes through -2, -1 and 3, -3. Are the two lines parallel? The first thing we have to do is solve for the slopes. So, for line M, this would be x1, y1, x2, y2. So, y1 minus y2, 3 minus 1, over x1 minus x2 would give us 2 over -5, which can be written as -2/5. For line T, x1, y1, x2, y2. It's hard to read, that's an x. There we go. So y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2 minus a negative, remember changes to positive. -1 plus 3 is 2 over -5, which would still be -2/5. Then we need to determine if the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Parallel slopes are the same. Perpendicular slopes are opposite reciprocals, which means they change sign and are upside down from each other. So the two lines above, -2/5, -2/5, the slopes are the same, so the lines are parallel. What if instead of coordinates, we were given a graph? Is TO perpendicular to OP? So first we need to find the slope of TO. So from O to T, how much do we have to go up? 2, and then we have to go left, 1, 2, 3. So up 2, left 3. So -2/3. For the slope of OP, we go up 1, 2, 3, and right 2. So rise 3, run 2. They're obviously not the same. Are they opposite signs? Yes. One's negative, one's positive. Are they reciprocals? Yep. 2/3 flipped upside down would be 3/2. So therefore these lines are, yes, they are perpendicular. let's move on to distance. Our distance formula, or length and distance, same idea. Square root of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. So our first point is going to be x and y. So segment M starts at -3, 1, that's our x and our y, and ends at 4, 1, that's our h and our k. What's the length of segment M? So now that we've got them labeled, we're going to plug them in. Square root of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. -1 minus 4 would be -5 squared plus 2 squared. -5 squared is 25. 2 squared is 4, which means our length is the square root of 29, which is a prime number, so we can't simplify it. So that's our length. What if we were given it on a graph instead? The nice thing about graphs is we don't have to do this subtraction part. We can just count and square the x's, count and square the y's. So we're going from S to P. So in the x direction, we go 1, 2, 3. So square root of 3 squared plus, in the y direction, we go -2. So -2 squared, or +2. It doesn't really matter, because when we square it, -2 squared and +2 squared come out to the same number. So we'd have the square root of 9 plus 4. So the length equals the square root of 13. Again, it's prime, so we can't simplify it. And our third topic for today, midpoint. Our midpoint formula is, think about this, midpoint is the middle, or the average. So we take the two x values, add them together, divide by 2. And if you're going to type it all at once in your calculator, make sure you put parentheses there. And then average the y's, y1 plus y2 over 2. Now, if we want to do it on a graph, it's a little bit easier. We just have to count. What's the midpoint of TS? So if we go up from T to S, we go up 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and over 2. So the midpoint would be up half of that, 1, 2, and over 1. So it lands right there, which would be the coordinate -1, 2. So you figure the whole way up and the whole way over, then go up halfway and over halfway. If we're given the coordinates, then we just plug them in. x1, y1, x2, y2. So we get -1 plus 4 over 2 and 3 plus 1 over 2. -1 plus 4 is 3 over 2. 3 plus 1 is 4 over 2. 3 over 2 is as simplified as it gets. Stay 3 halves. And 4 over 2 simplifies to 2. For your summary, what are the 3 formulas from today's lesson? So write all 3 formulas and label them with what they calculate. That's all for today. See you in class.